You watch Action Sports Jax on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Now Action Sports Jax is on your radio. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Here's your host, Brent Martineau.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to a Friday on Radio Row in Atlanta, Georgia. Super Bowl 53, now just a little more than 48 hours away. Brent Martineau along with, not Austin Lane, but Stuart Weber. Austin Lane headed back last night. We will hear from him and some interviews.
Did he make it back alive?
They did make it back alive, is from what I understand. May have got pulled over again.
Maybe.
They bookended the trip with stops by the Georgia State Police, I believe.
Goodness gracious.
We
will do neither on the front end nor the back end of the trip will that happen to us.
Hopefully not. The story this time was, apparently, this is weird. This must be a Marcel Robinson thing. But Marcel's driving, and the taillights were out, so police pulled him over. The policeman said brake lights, but he was on the highway going cruise control, so it wasn't the brake lights, but tail lights. And so he said, I didn't know they were out, and he flipped them on and off, and then they both came on. Like his headlights were working, his tail lights were not. So we're going to have to get the car fixed, it looks like. Might be a little short or something.
Interesting. I know I'm
not a mechanic.
I know with those cars, because we got a whole fleet of them for Action News Jax, occasionally you'll take out somebody else's car and not realize that they don't have the headlights on the automatic setting. Like, we keep the automatic setting on car 11, which is a little insider info. That's the sports car.
Car 11. If you like Denny Hamlin.
It's the clean one. If you look at all of them. It's also got the least amount of miles. Sometimes you'll just be driving and it'll have, like, the running lights on, and you won't realize it because it's not your normal news car.
Yeah, makes sense. But anyway, they got back safe and sound, and we'll hear from Austin some interviews, and had a fantastic week. But to get those guys back, we have a special coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on TV side, so Marcel had to get going back, and those guys were not going to go to the Super Bowl. So that's why it worked out this way. We are here, though, and we are loaded up. Fantastic show. Might have just done the best interview of the week. I mean, not me. Just I thought it was maybe the best interview of the week. You will hear from guys like Allen Robinson. We think Yannick NGakoue. Mike Golic. Carson Tinker may stop by. We've been talking a little high school football on a couple of fronts, and so much more coming up here on the show today. So we're excited about it. We're ready to go. And, by the way, you should start being excited about the Super Bowl because it's now 2 days away, Rams and Patriots. And, again, what's amazing about this week, there's no drama. There's nothing. I mean, there really is nothing. Dante Hightower from the Patriots he was sick, so he missed practice yesterday. Everybody's pretty healthy, unless we get the reports today, and there's something more than that. From a football standpoint, the storylines really haven't changed since these two teams won championship games, since Tom Brady said he will be back without question, and since Monday night when we had media night. Really, a lot of the topics have not changed from a football perspective. So I think that's a good thing for both teams. I thought it was interesting because Patriots are practicing at Georgia Tech. Sony Michel and David Andrews, two former Georgia Bulldogs, they were not happy about practicing at Georgia Tech because, of course, that's the rival.
It's too far of a drive to Athens, though, to really make sense of that. A little breaking news here from David Wolf. Yannick NGakoue on the way.
Oh, very good. He's
we'll
on
time.
There
he is right there, actually.
So we might get him on like right now?
Yeah, like right now.
Like he's over my shoulder, probably?
He is about 10 steps away from your shoulder.
Oh, boy, look out. I don't want Yannick NGakoue coming up, strip sack fumble here on my blind side. I think we're going to get him. Big number 91. What's up, man? We are live back in Jacksonville on ESPN 690, so hop right in there, and good to get it going with Yannick NGakoue. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Just feeling great being in Atlanta right now. Just enjoying this time.
All right, give us a little idea. How long you been here? Did you just get in? What's the plans for you Super Bowl week? Why did you decide to come?
Well, I actually arrived yesterday around 2 p.m. I just decided to come, like to do some media, talk to you, talk to a couple people, but, also just enjoy the time. Never really been in Atlanta like that, so it's a good time to just try to experience it.
What do you think about it? What do you think about the scene here?
I think the scene is nice. I like the city, how big it is, it's spacious. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of good places to go get food, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, good stuff. How's the off season going for you? Did you get away from football a little bit?
Well, I honestly haven't gotten away from football. I've been lifting a lot, just training and doing a lot of Pilates classes and stuff like that, trying to stay nimble, get stronger. But, I think I'm going to take a trip sometime in February. But right now I'm just trying to get, be the best version of me for next year.
When you say take a trip, how much planning goes into that? Is it just spur of the moment type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's like a spur of the moment kind of thing. I don't really try to plan it out. Just think about it and just try to get up and go.
I saw Calais earlier. He was trying to talk me to go to South Africa. He said it's unbelievable.
No, I've seen the videos. The videos look like it was nice. I seen he was like by a lion family and things of that nature. But I actually just ran into Calais in the lobby too, so it's great seeing him.
What is your off-season goal individually for you? What do you I'm sure you set some things coming off every season.
Yeah.
But it feels like this one was a little bit different. You always play with a chip on your shoulder. I got a feeling that chip's going to be pretty large going into 2019.
Yeah, man. I feel like you're a pretty smart guy for thinking like that, man, because definitely the chip has gotten even bigger. I feel like I just went under the radar a little bit. Guys are not giving me my respect. It has to be to the point when you talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're talking about 91 like a key player, a key guy, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to bring to the facility. That's what I want to bring to the organization.
All right, let's talk about that a little bit more because I think teams plan for you. Maybe the outside world isn't talking about 91, but I think inside
the football
film rooms and I think inside buildings and when people were scouting you guys and putting game plans together, I think for the first time in your career, I think they started to game plan against Yannick NGakoue a little bit. Did you feel that in the 2018 season?
Yeah, definitely. But, the greats, they adjust to it. This is really the first time, like you said, I was getting double teamed on first and second down, chipped, and things of that nature. But, the greats, they find a way to make plays. All of them, Lawrence Taylor, Michael Strahan, all the great D-linemen, they find a way to make plays regardless of how much attention they're bringing and attracting. And if you're a great player, if you're getting double teamed, you're making the other guys around you better because you're freeing them up to make plays as well.
Yeah, I want a deeper dive into that, just for a layman's term. People just, I think we always assume everybody knows the game well. I don't claim to know it like you know it, and you guys are in this thing every single day, and you're experiencing it. But what does that mean in terms of people were chipping you, and how hard is that to set a game plan for yourself when you know that's happening? I mean, that's basically you're just getting drilled sometimes right in the rib section. I mean, that hurts.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
But that's just. It's a compliment at the same time because if you're that much of a factor to an opposing offense that they have to bring two guys against you, that's a compliment in itself. But at the end of the day, like I said, the greats find a way. And if you're getting double team, I know it might mess up your rush or it might mess up your assignment, but you got to find a way.
How do you combat it? What have you learned over this past year that will add to maybe your repertoire a little bit from a pass rushing standpoint?
Yeah, just definitely I learned a lot, from how to open up a game and not just thinking too much. And it's certain keys that I've learned over time from, just being around guys like Calais and older guys like that, in particular, really him. And it's things that I picked up which helped me make way more plays than I usually did. So bringing that into this beginning of the season will be definitely pivotal for me.
One thing that's always interested me about you, and I can't really put my finger on it, so maybe you can help us. Where does this internal motivation come from? What was it? Something about your upbringing? Was it instilled by your parents? Was there a motivational force there? I mean, you have so much self-motivation, internal motivation. I understand you have to almost do that to be a pro athlete to get to where you guys are at, but it does feel different. We talk to a lot of people. I've been in this for 20 years, man. Talk to a lot of people. Yours feels a little different. Where does it come from?
It stems from a lot of things. Like you said, upbringing, growing up in the inner city of D.C. and having a single mom, watching her work back and forth Monday through Sunday, slaving, that weighs a factor. That grows a natural chip in you that never leaves because that builds work ethic. You see your mom getting up every day early in the morning, not making any excuses, still putting food on the table. It just instills work ethic in you. And then, just going third round, like I always say. And I want to be I want to be the key guy. After this season, I will be a key guy that you will always talk about. I can guarantee it.
Is your mom like that?
My mom.
Does she have that edge?
She has an edge. She just doesn't make any excuses. She doesn't make no excuses at all. Like, I've seen this lady. She caught a flat tire and still trying to find a way to get to work while it's snowing 6 inches of snow. Like, that's just the type of person she is. So, for me, I can't pack it in. Never.
All right, it's twofold for you, though, in 2019. We've talked to you a lot. You just guaranteed. You said they're going to be talking about 91. but you also have put it on yourself, at least when we left you in the locker room in December and early January, that you want to become more of a leader of this football team.
Absolutely.
Well, is it hard to do both? Worrying about the other guys, leading the right way, but also trying to get the best out of yourself.
If you can be the best version of yourself, I feel like it can become contagious. I know it can become contagious. So if I'm being the best version of myself, I'm not slacking in the off-season training. I'm pushing guys out there when we're doing sprints, the things that people don't want to do. I'm there when nobody wants to be there. That's going to become contagious when guys start to buy in. You're just naturally leading guys just in that way.
You have an edge. I feel like, just outside looking in, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I feel like coming off the success of 2017, injuries, not as good a play, all those things factor in. But it felt, maybe because of the losses, that some guys lost the edge a little bit. Mm-hmm. Did you feel that at all in your locker room in 2018?
That guys lost? I just feel like, I wouldn't say guys lost it. I feel like guys forgot about how we were the underdogs in 2017, the work that we got to put in and how we have to be consistent, about not looking at what people are saying on the TV about them praising us, because at the same time when you do bad, they're going to talk about you even worse. So we got to just find that happy balance and find that swag about ourselves again and just use that this season.
There was some talk that a lot of people thought maybe Todd Wash might not be back or so. I mean, when you lose, people talk about changes. Your views on your defensive coordinator?
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, you don't pay attention to the outside world, which is the smart thing.
Yeah.
But what's your
views? That's what they're saying?
Well, that's what they've said. I mean, in November, December, it's media, it's fans. I'm not saying players in your locker room, but what does he bring to the table for you guys on defense? I mean, I never thought he would be replaced, by the way. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's top 5 defense 2 years in a row. Yeah. So what does he bring to the table? What do you guys have to do better at defensively to even hit that level maybe you were at in 17 or more so?
I don't even say it's what we can do better on defense, because I feel like the same situations we were brought this season, we had the same similar situations last season, but we didn't finish. We finished last season a lot of situations. We helped our offense out a lot. We forced turnovers, scoring touchdowns. Our defense was basically an offense as well. So Coach Wash always puts us in the right position, and one thing I love about him is he lets you play free. Yeah, like during the week in practice, we have to be assignment sound. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when Sunday, when it kicks off, Coach Wash, he lets us go out there and just go out there and have fun.
There were some changes.
He's not uptight about anything. He's not scared to call a blitz, and I love it.
There were some changes, though. Were you a little surprised Marion Hobby wasn't coming back?
Yeah, I was surprised about that. But I actually talked to Coach Hobb, and Coach Hobb, he's doing good, and he definitely told me to keep in touch, and I'm definitely going to keep in touch. And I'm just thankful because he was able to coach me the time he did coach me, and he taught me some tricks as far as the pass rush, what to look for and things of that nature, which helped me make a lot of plays this season, even though it was a down year.
All right, we're going to get Yannick NGakoue out of here in just a moment, but fantastic pass rusher for the Jacksonville Jaguars joining us live here on ESPN 690 from Radio Row in Super Bowl 53. Don't go anywhere just yet. I got to ask you a couple more quick ones. One, where are you in terms of mentality for this contract? Everybody's talking about it, man. Do you expect a payday soon? Are you okay if you don't get a payday soon and you have to earn it for one more year?
The body of work that I put together, it's not a question if I shouldn't get paid. I definitely should get paid, but at the end of the day, it's the decision of the front office and what they want to do. And at the end of the day, I'm just here, man. I'm employee 91. I love playing football, and we talked about leadership before. That's all I'm here to do is to be a leader, make plays, and that's it.
Are there any conversations yet?
I haven't heard any conversations as of yet, but it should be happening soon.
What's it like to be a player on a football team and you don't know what your quarterback situation is going to be like in this fall? You don't know.
It's kind of weird. I feel like it's kind of weird not knowing the situation, but at the same time, I understand it's a business, and I understand that rosters change each and every year. So,
all right, last one. Rams are playing. That means Dante Fowler Jr. is playing. Can you set the record straight? What's the relationship like for you and Dante? Are you rooting for him in this Super Bowl? Do you have contact at all with him?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl, I'm rooting for Dante. I want Dante to be the Super Bowl MVP. That's my personal wish for this game on Sunday. I want Dante to be Super Bowl MVP. They bring all this attention on the inside interior guys, and they're leaving out my boy. And my boy need to go take off and strip Brady a couple of times and take it home.
Wait a minute. So you guys have a good relationship?
I want to see everybody win, of course. I want to see everybody win. The thing about life is you can't hold grudges. You can't do that. You got to be able to communicate and talk things out, and that's what we've done over the previous time. And that's my guy. At the end of the day, if I seen Dante right now across the street fighting some guys, I would run right over there and help him, because at the end of